Welcome to VS Garage. I'm Steve, and today we're going to do a Haldex rear differential oil change on a 2015 Audi S3. The Haldex system is the rear wheel drive differential for the all-wheel drive system on Golf Rs and Audi A3s, S3s, anything that's going to be front wheel drive based that then takes a torque split and drives some power to the back wheels for extra traction when it's needed. So back there is a viscous clutch and a motor. So when wheel slip is detected, the motor spins up a little bit, it starts to create oil pressure to close that clutch, and then the rear wheels start to take over some of the traction. It's a regular kind of service thing that this oil inside the system needs to be changed every once in a while. For the Audis, it's every 30,000 miles, starting with the first service at 35,000 miles. My S3 just turned over 65,000 miles, and so it's time to do a Haldex oil change.
Okay, we've got the car back in the garage and up on jack stands. You're gonna want it to be nice and level for this job, and we're ready to get started. So all of the work for this job is gonna be taking place with the rear differential here. The first thing that we're going to do is take this plug out and drain all the fluid from the differential. Then we're going to open up this pump here. These two bolts come off. There's O-rings that get replaced in here, and then we're gonna clean out the inside of this. There's a metal mesh that's there to collect gook. Finally, when that's cleaned up and put back together, we're going to go up to the top here and refill it with new fluid, and we should be good to go.
So we have our oil catch can in place, and we're going to be unbolting the drain plug right here. And once we get this out, we want to just let all of the oil drain. It's recommended that you replace the drain plug and the fill plug bolts. So we did go ahead and buy those parts. Hopefully we don't get oil all over ourselves. Oh, there we go. Fluid looks pretty clean, so that's a good sign. Let that finish draining all the way. Now that we've drained all the fluid out, I'm going to replace the drain plug. I actually bought a new drain plug because I saw that recommended, and it was a pretty easy part to find. Oh, this is much faster. Sometimes we learn by doing.
Right.
Okay, moving on to removing the two bolts for the Haldex pump. Okay, so we had to go ahead and move the connector wire out of the way so that we can pull this out. And there should be oil inside of this, so it's going to drip a little bit. There we go. We're going to go ahead and wipe this off. Clean it up as best we can. Okay, now that the pump is out, we are going to take the little screen off so that we can look inside, see how dirty it is, and clean it. Yep, they're Torx. It's pretty clean. There's a little bit of black residue, so still gonna spray it out. Wait for that to dry. Okay, so the screen has been cleaned and dried out, and we're gonna put it back on. Except I see a little schmutz. Okay, there are 2 O-rings on the pump head, and so we're going to pop those off and replace them with fresh ones. There's 1, and there's 2. Okay, now we're going to replace it into here. Being careful to properly align it and then push straight in. We'll have to compress those new O-rings. There we go. Now we're also replacing those bolts with new ones. The 2 bolts that hold it in. Okay, new idea. Branding. It's Slow Poke Garage.
I think we get sued for that one.
Oh. So now that the Haldex pump is reassembled, we have to go ahead and fill the differential with oil. Okay, so now we're going to refill the differential with oil. So what we have here is the oil fill plug. It's up at the top. We want to fill it all the way until oil starts to run down. We don't want air in the system. So since we can't do this with a gravity feed, we had to buy a little pump that fits into our bottle of oil. And so we're just gonna start pumping that in. And I believe it's supposed to take about 600 milliliters. Now once we do this the first time, we're going to run the car for a minute or 2 so that we allow this pump to prime, since we drain the oil out of it. And then after that, we'll top it off and we'll be done. Okay, now that we filled the differential all the way until oil starts to run out of the top of the fill plug, we're gonna run the car for a minute so it allows that pump to prime. And then we're gonna add a little bit more, let it run out again, and then we'll cap it up and we'll be all set. Looks like we don't have to add any more. Still a little bit already running out. So maybe our pump wasn't as empty as we thought it was. Alright, so we'll let that run out and then we will go ahead and cap it up with the new fill plug and then we're ready to go. Alright, that's it. Just gotta get it off the jacks. Here we go. So there you have it, a Haldex service on a 2015 plus Audi A3 or S3 with the Quattro system, or a Volkswagen Golf R or Golf All-Track 2014 and up. So we'll do this once every 30,000 miles and it should keep your rear Haldex system operating the way it's intended. So we hope that this video was helpful to you. For more videos from BS Garage, be sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. And we'll see you next time.